Have you ever noticed your dog tilting their head in that irresistibly cute way when you talk to them? It might look like confusion, but it's far more than that. It's a combination of their incredible hearing ability, problem-solving instincts, and their unique way of connecting with you. Plus, the direction of the tilt might even reveal something special about the bond you share. Let's dive into the science behind this iconic move and discover a whole new perspective on your pup's charming tilt. Unlike our omnidirectional ears, dogs' external ears, called pinnae, are partially blocked by movable flaps. These flaps act as barriers, forcing dogs to adjust their head position to maximize sound detection. And here's where it gets interesting. The shape and size of the pinnae play a huge role in how effectively a dog can hear from different directions. For instance, a German Shepherd's upright ears offer less obstruction, primarily affecting sound coming from behind. In contrast, floppy-eared breeds like Cocker Spaniels have pinnae that entirely cover the ear canals, making it more challenging to identify the direction of any sound. Despite these challenges, dogs have a clever trick to determine a sound's location. They rely on the tiny time difference it takes for a sound wave to reach each ear. This minuscule variation is processed by their brain, giving them a rough estimate of where the sound is coming from. Head tilting often occurs when a sound originates directly in front of them, as even minor variations in distance can significantly impact the time difference between each ear. One theory suggests there's more to the head tilt than just sound location. It's also about understanding you better. Dogs are masters at picking up on the nuances in your voice, particularly your tone and inflections. When you talk to your dog, especially in that high-pitched, affectionate baby talk voice we all use, they may tilt their head to process the subtle changes in your speech. Research shows dogs respond positively to this tone because it helps them recognize when you're happy, excited, or asking something of them. It's their way of focusing on your words and trying to make sense of what you're saying, especially if it involves something exciting like a walk, a treat, or playtime. If you found this video helpful, let us know by clicking the like button on this video. Studies reveal a fascinating link between head tilting and canine memory. Researchers have observed that dogs tend to tilt their heads in the same direction consistently, regardless of their owner's position. This intriguing consistency indicates that head tilting isn't merely a reflexive reaction to sights or sounds. It might actually be tied to how dogs process and recall memories. Picture this: when you say walk or treat, your dog tilts their head. But why? It could be their way of focusing intently, pulling up memories associated with those words. For your dog, walk doesn't just mean a word. It's a cascade of sensory memories. The sound of the leash, the smells of the neighborhood, and the thrill of exploring the outdoors. Similarly, treat sparks thoughts of tasty rewards and the joy of a well-earned snack. The head tilt might serve as a cognitive aid, helping dogs navigate the rich tapestry of memories and associations they've formed. Much like humans who furrow their brows when concentrating, dogs may tilt their heads to focus and process information more effectively. Even more impressively, head tilting seems to demonstrate they are not just passively listening, but engaging in the conversation. It's their way of saying, "I'm listening and I want to understand you." Interestingly, studies also show a link between head tilting and a dog's cognitive abilities. A 2021 study observed 40 dogs during a knowledge test. Here, over 3 months, researchers trained dogs to identify various of just 2 toys. While most dogs struggle to memorize the name of just 2 toys, the 7 gifted dogs, all of which were border collies, could remember at least 10 different toy names they'd be taught by researchers. Upon recognizing their toy's name, dogs displayed a range of behaviors: excited tail wags, focused sniffs, and specific paw raises. However, the most intriguing response was the head tilt. Researchers observed that dogs often tilted their heads when seemingly trying to understand their owner's requests, particularly regarding the named toy. The gifted pups, Those familiar with many toy names consistently tilted their heads in the same direction when figuring out which toy to fetch. They appeared to be concentrating intensely. In contrast, dogs with limited toy recognition rarely tilted their heads. Head tilting could also be linked to a dog's problem-solving abilities. This could be particularly evident when they are faced with new commands or tasks that require them to think and process information more deeply. On the other hand, dogs might also tilt their heads to decipher human emotions better. Studies utilizing MRI technology have revealed intriguing insights. When dogs hear human voices, specific brain regions associated with processing emotions light up. Interestingly, the activity in these areas varies depending on the tone of the voice, happy or sad. This suggests that dogs can not only decipher human emotions, but also actively engage their cognitive abilities to understand humans better. The head tilt, then, could be their way of focusing on these emotional cues, tilting their heads to better interpret the tone and meaning behind our words. One theory proposes that a dog's muzzle might obstruct their view. By tilting their heads, they could be trying to get a clearer look at their owner's face, particularly when focusing on non-verbal cues or reading expressions. This idea is supported by a study where long-snouted dogs like greyhounds tilted their heads more often than their flat-faced counterparts like pugs. The direction of the tilt might offer surprising insights into your dog's emotional state and thought processes. Researchers believe dogs don't tilt their heads randomly. They often have a preferred side. If your dog often tilts their head to the right, it could be a reflection of pure contentment and comfort. Research suggests that right-side tilts are often associated with positive emotions and a strong connection to their owner. But what about a tilt to the left? Dogs who favor this side might be diving into deeper mental activities. A left-side tilt often occurs when your pup is processing something unfamiliar, whether it's analyzing a new sound, trying to decipher a novel command, or investigating an intriguing situation. This tilt can also signal caution or curiosity, as if your dog is looking to you for reassurance. It's their way of saying, "I'm thinking this through. Do you have any clues for me?" As adorable as head tilts can be, they're not always a sign of happiness or curiosity. If your dog tilts their head but appears withdrawn, disinterested, or shows other unusual behaviors, it's time to pay closer attention. Persistent or exaggerated tilting could indicate an underlying health issue, such as ear infections or other underlying health issues. It's amazing how much a simple gesture can say about your furry friend's thoughts and emotions. But head tilts are just the beginning. If you're curious about more odd dog behaviors and what they mean, check out our next video, 10 Weird Dog Behaviors Explained.